the last spot to be filled in the quarterfinals. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined once again by the expert analyst, Mark Mills. And Mark, this is a tough one to call, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And Philippines' game against New Zealand, that last game of the group, really made this a tough game for them. You know, New Zealand got to take on Syria earlier today, dispatched them really easily. Philippines losing that game against New Zealand puts them against Japan. And Japan at times within this tournament have looked absolutely sublime. Okay, they haven't had things all their own way, that's absolutely true, but they've shown the level that they can play at. And for me, it's going to come down to, can the Philippines stop them? Hate to simplify the game, but if Japan shoot the ball from outside really well, I think they are too much for the Philippines here today.
Well, the winner will advance to face Australia in the quarterfinals. So if they get by this one, it doesn't get any easier in the next stage of the competition, that's for sure. We're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Japan.
That was nice. Did you see how the camera got Luke Evans and then the Japan flag up in the background? That was pretty interesting. Anyway, maybe it's happened before and I haven't seen it. But always great to hear those national anthems and to have that moment of reflection. I guess it's kind of a little bit of meditation that goes on at those times. But Japan and Philippines, both these teams could probably use a little bit of meditation time after their last games. Philippines falling to New Zealand, and of course, Japan having the wind taken out of their sails by Iran.
And I don't think that's actually a negative thing for Japan. You know, they may have become a little complacent after that huge win over Syria, that record-breaking win over Syria. So I don't think it's particularly a bad thing for the Philippines. That loss against New Zealand was tough to take because it made this qualification game for the quarterfinals a really big ask. But they're relatively, you know, evenly matched the style of game they're going to play. They're both going to play relatively high-paced, pretty free-flowing basketball. We could be in for a treat.
Also a battle between two teams that know they will be at the FIBA Basketball World Cup because they are two of the host nations. Chot Rays in the Philippines, they know that they will be in Manila, and also Japan. They'll be playing in Okinawa, and but they also would like to build some momentum by winning a title here. And the referees for today's game from Lebanon, Rabah Nujaim, Ahmad Ali Yassin Al-Shuwaili from Iraq, and Mohammed Dost from Iran. So Philippines, we know that they've got some weapons that they will probably add to their team for the World Cup, but right now they've got 30 Ravena, Bobby Ray Parks, Sean Jeffrey Chu, Sam Joseph Belangel, and Carl Vincent Tamayo in the starting five, with Abadientos, Poyeram, Abando, Kiefer Ravena, Francis Lopez, William Navarro, and Kim Bao coming off the bench. Maybe a little bit of surprise, but I guess it has to do with matchups or something. But Vincent Chot Reyes, who coached Philippines back in 2014. Hard to believe that was 8 years ago, that FIBA Basketball World Cup in Spain. Where has all the time gone where they were so impressive and beat Senegal and had all those other close games? And for Japan, here's a team that was really just rolling after their great finish to the game against Kazakhstan, and then they really walloped Syria, but they came up against Iran and they just weren't their normal selves. That was all about Iran, really. Yuki Tagashi, Luke Evans, Yuta Watanabe, Yutaro Suda, and Yudai Nishida in the starting five. Sato Kawamura, Tominaga, Taves, Inoue, Harimoto, and Yoshi coming off the bench for Tom Huvas, who again is looking to build momentum for next year, hoping to have the same magic that worked with the Japanese women and got them to the silver medal at the Olympics, and of course that string of FIBA Women's Asia Championships, FIBA Women's Asia Cup Championships. So he took over the job after the Olympics, the men's team.
Luke, 18, all right? Hey, we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off in slot empty. Slot empty. Okay? Let's go.
In the team to have scored double digits in all their games. He has missed consistency. And I have a feeling if the Philippines are going to get a win today, he is going to have a performance similar to that of Dar Tucker yesterday. He's going to have to come in and put some big numbers onto the floor. At the other end for Japan, they're just about to come out for the opening tip. The key for them is going to be Watanabe. He stumbled in that last game, really struggled to get himself going, couldn't find rhythm. And he will be important to them, not just today, but if they progress, he will be their leader offensively throughout this tournament.
Well, if you're watching, you might want to get the FIBA Asia Cup app in your smartphone, folks. It's got all the news and information that you need. Just go to the App Store, be ready for the barcode when it appears on the TV. It's got everything you need. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Jakarta. This is the FIBA Asia Cup, the qualification for the quarterfinal, and Philippines taking on Japan, and Japan with Chu getting the putback points. How about that? Nobody picks up. Nishida, as he flies in for the 2 points.
And there are two interesting facets. How much transition is Japan going to get to play today? Can Philippines slow them down? On the other end of the floor, Japan will need to rebound better than they have. Philippines not done a great job in this tournament either.
There's Tamayo going up, missing, and here comes Watanabe for Japan. I think it's safe to assume Watanabe for for Japan, and Tamayo for Philippines will be at the World Cup. Chu passes back outside to Bobby Ray Parks. Luke Evans. Pass whipped over to Watanabe. Suda from long range. That's the Suda that we saw play against Syria.
Yeah, the 33-point Suda that we saw against Syria. And if I'm the Philippines, I am going to chase him off that three-point line at every chance. Can't give him the shot.
Cody Ravena. Tamayo, just a complete player, isn't he?
Yeah, he truly is.
He's going up against an NBA player, so I think he wants to make a statement tonight as well.
Yeah, you neglect that kind of fact at times, that these players have individual battles, personal reasons that they're going to put their performances in for.
So they switched. Nishida looked like he was kind of bumped a little bit, and that was the three-pointer from Tamayo. And then Suda. Watanabe. Sometimes the problem when you miss that three, it'll trigger a break, but Japan able to get back. Here's Tamayo. Cody Ravena fouled by Suda.
That's the right call. He's got his left hand on him. He's moving laterally, and the contact's made. Pretty straightforward for the officials.
Chu. And now Watanabe. And has it knocked away by Belangel. Oh, then Tamayo loses it, but it goes right to 30 Ravena. Watanabe hustles down and gets the rebound.
This is why today's game's going to be fun. Both these teams want to get out and run and play transition.
Tagashi to Evans, and he's fouled by Chu.
And Evans at times for Japan truly is that unsung hero. On the defensive end, he puts his body on the line. On the offensive end, he's quite happy to go in and do the rough and tough stuff in the paint. Averaging 10 points a game and 6 rebounds. You take him out of this roster, and Japan look a lot weaker in that front court.
Well, I really like Evans, but he met his match the other day against Haddadi. I mean, Haddadi was just a FIBA Asia Cup legend in that game.
I think there's very few players in global basketball that don't meet their match when they go up against Haddadi. Still getting it done.
Oh boy, a little bit of miscommunication. Bobby Ray Parks and Belangel. Tagashi, three-pointer.
It's interesting to see Tagashi getting an early score. It's not really been a huge impact offensively through points in this tournament. More a facilitator, a provider.
Belangel from the baseline.
Belangel's one of the players that's frustrated me in this tournament. I thought he was going to have a breakout after that first game against Lebanon, but things have slowed down since.
Watanabe open, nails it. Here's Bobby Ray into the paint. Oh, goes to his right hand. Watanabe rebounds and runs. He's going to take it all the way, and he's fouled by Tamayo.
It's a nice step from Watanabe, and it's interesting as well that he seems to be a little bit more selective today. In that loss in their last group game, he wasn't selective at all. It was literally green light all the way for him, even when he was struggling. The only time he stopped shooting was when Coach Hovas took him out of the game. Even then, if someone had passed him the ball, I think he'd have put it up from the bench.
And Watanabe was hard to judge him again. It just felt like a lot of the pressure fell to him against Iran.
Yep.
But I think he took it, and you know, don't think he had his best game, to be honest, but it's good to see him come out playing hard today.
But you see the standard that we hold him to. He still came away with a double-double, and we're saying didn't have a great game. That shows the level of that player, though.
Kiambao, what a pass into the corner. Ravena, Kiefer Ravena in the game, 30 on the bench. Oh no, 30 still out there as well, so the Ravena brothers are out. Tagashi dancing around. Bounce pass. Watanabe. Luke Evans with the rebound. Out to Suda. Get it! But you'd almost rather him make the shot inside than to pass it out to shoot the three.
And just like this, and this is what Japan can do to you, because they can score inside and out. They can open up a lead really quickly, and they can stretch you out to a 12-point lead. You can't really blame the Philippines for calling the timeout, because I'm not sure the way they're running at the moment, they're going to be able to stop this Japanese offense.
When they get inside, papasok kayo sa rebound. Hindi nyo nakuha yung rebound. Stay out. Stay on the shooters. Come on, you gotta be disciplined here. Huwag kayo bumaba. Now, when you go inside to penetrate, finish your layups. You're not gonna block your shots. Ang lambot ang layup natin eh. 30. Susunod natin. Ray, get it inside. Get it inside. Okay?
Stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. Don't make the lead get bigger.
Again, on transition, pick up a man right away. Whoever's in front of you, pick that guy up, okay?
Show, boys. Go team.
It's interesting instructions there from Coach Ray. He's basically saying to his team to stay true, stick to your defensive assignments, don't crash in, don't help in the paint, stay with the shooters on the perimeter, which you can absolutely understand with a Japanese team like this that can absolutely shoot the lights out, but that leaves it wide open for Watanabe and Evans to make hay in the paint offensively.
Philippines faced a big deficit the other night against New Zealand. They played catch-up the rest of the way and already down by 12 points. William Navarro's going to come in.
Biggest concern for the Philippines is that Japan have shot 4 from 5 from outside. And to be honest, that perimeter defense hasn't been anywhere near where it needs to be. They need to be putting so much pressure on those Japanese shooters. They cannot give them any space.
Navarro with the stride. And Watanabe gets it over to Tagashi. Tagashi from the arc. Now quickly down the floor, Kiefer Ravena. 2 shots coming, foul called on Tagashi.
And Ravena needs to be careful. He's extended that arm to move Tagashi out the way. Just gave him a push at the end. I think it was maybe just after the foul had been called. I don't think that's a bad move from Keith Ravena, though. Try and target the undersized Tagashi as he goes to the bucket.
Tamayo and Parks go out, and they get some words from the coach from New Zealand, Nana Vujanic, former New Zealand national team coach. part of the staff. Only makes 1 of 2.
Philippines have been a good free throw shooting side.
Of course, Kiefer Ravena also plays in Japan, just like his brother 30. So these Japanese players know them well. There's Suda, long way out. Philippines get it down the floor quickly. Bando. Now Kim Bao banks it in. The putback.
Kim Bao's been really impressive in this tournament. One of the standout players for the Philippines. He's had some big games. And not just that, he stood up at the right moments for the team as well.
Here's Nishida. Oh, good drive. Really does play well, doesn't he?
Whenever Nishida drives to the bucket, you feel like he's always in control. He's not kind of reckless. He's not putting too much pace into it that he loses control.
Good. There he goes, Nishida, anticipating and drives in and goes old school, just lays it up and in. 23-10.
And alongside their shooting for Japan, it has been their on-ball defense that has won them games in this tournament, leading the competition in steals, averaging over 12 steals a game.
Shot clock about to expire. Banda. Ooh. Kim Bao has a double pump. And good job, William Navarro getting in there for the rebound. Ravena, ooh. Able to bank it in.
That's the second time Ravena's extended that arm. He does need to be careful. The officials will call him for an offensive foul.
There he was tugging on the shirt of Tagashi. Got away with that one.
Wow, 4 changes for Japan. Unusual to see
this was
in a competitive game.
Anticipation and the steal by Nishida. And this is him in the half court getting to the basket. Yoshi looking for the foul, doesn't get it. Ravena going up against Kawamura. Kim Bao for 3. Yoshi, this time he gets it to go. 2 times in a row, he's driving to the basket.
Really good patience from Japan as well. They didn't worry. They weren't panicked by the shot clock dripping away. They just stayed with their offensive structure. They stayed with that set. They know it's going to give them options.
Shot clock down to 4. And Kiefer Ravena, boy, shot clock winding down. Drives in and banks it in. Kawamura to the corner. Tominaga rims out, and Watanabe, quick pass. Yoshi for the 3rd consecutive time drives down the lane, constantly looking for those cuts.
Just the way Japan spread the floor creates all of that space for them to operate within. It makes it so difficult to defend when you're having to defend pretty much an entire half of the floor.
Poi Aram going up against Yoshi. And
Yoshi's really lucky there. I don't know how that wasn't a defensive foul. He didn't put arm bar on him. It was palms of hands every time, pushing him away in the low post.
That was him scoring the last trip. Kawamura back outside. Harimoto. And fouled by Aram, taken to 3. 3 free throws.
Oh, ball from Kawamura creating that, though. Oh, and Aram needs to be careful. That is such dangerous defense when you go underneath the shooter like that.
And also, it's just not necessary. The shot's already gone.
It's irrelevant, right, at that point. And it wasn't like he was out of control. It wasn't momentum that took him forward. He just carried on walking forward.
It's just unnecessary.
And continue to live up to their highest scoring team in the tournament. Monaco, 29 points already in this first quarter. They just set out to play at a high pace, and their determination is, we're just going to score more points than you. We're just going to get out and run, and we're just going to put a ton of points on the board, and you have to be over 100 points, otherwise you're not going to win. It's a huge amount of pressure for any offense to be able to produce against them.
Well, they've forced another turnover. Here's Yoshi on the break, hands it off, Watanabe. And Yoshi there for the putback. Now the baseball pass up to William Navarro. They've got to hurry to get up the floor now. Japan would like to get another steal. Tominaga for three. Well, 32 points in the first quarter for Japan. That's something else, isn't it? Multiply that times 4. They lead it 32-16.
Yeah, phenomenal percentages again from Japan. Kind of become the norm for them. For the Philippines, they're doing a good job not shooting the ball well from outside, though, and that's hurting. To stay in this high-scoring game, the Philippines will have to start hitting threes.
Well, Watanabe got it going. He's got 6 points, 2 of 6 from the floor. And Yoshi has been very good off the bench. He's got 4, all of them coming right at the basket. Yudai Nishida as well has been terrific.
And that's the problem. It's not like you've got 3 superstars for Japan scoring all the points. First quarter, already 7 players have registered points. They have so many threats. They can score driving, they can back you down, they can shoot from the perimeter. They love getting out in transition. I'm not sure there's a better offensive team in this tournament than Japan, but the key is at the other end of the floor. Can the Philippines keep up with their scoring rate? If they're not going to be able to stop them, then the Philippines will need to pick up the rate that they're putting the points on the board, and that's only going to happen if they can start scoring threes.
Great camera angle from the robotic camera. Hey, scan in the barcode, folks, to get love that camera angle. Can't see it on the screen, but there is a little robotic camera rolling around, 4 wheels all over the court. Second quarter action underway. Kai Taves has checked into the game for Japan. Japan doubling up Philippines right now, 32-16. Nishida. Kai Taves was very, one of the players that came out with a lot of credit for his performance against Iran the other day. Felt like he probably should have come in earlier. There's point Aram, quick pass to Kim. Bow! He hangs in the air and scores. He's a gamer, Kim Bao. 4 points for him now. Harimoto. Kai Taves does a great job of batting the ball out.
And that's what he brings. And I agree with you. He should have been brought in the game earlier in their loss. It's just a different look in the backcourt for Japan.
Nishida. And again, another long rebound. Kai Taves. This is where he's good. Driving. Hands it off. Harimoto. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't go up, and now he's trying to draw a foul. Belangel on the break.
Yeah, just 1 from 6 from downtown for Philippines.
Tominaga from the left. Ooh. Now quickly up to William Navarro. Philippines with some opportunities to cut into this deficit, but they've got to take advantage. Rivena.
That Tominaga 3 was interesting. I think this is the longest I've ever seen Tominaga on the floor without scoring. It's kind of his whole purpose of being, it feels like at time, that all he wants to do is score the ball. You look at the box score lines that he produces, and it's all about that points column.
NOU comes out. Luke Evans coming back into the game for Japan. Shot clock down to 4. Navarro. And almost scored. Boy, Philippines seem to just go too deep into the shot clock before they really get their offense in motion.
Yeah, they really do. They're waiting way too late to initialize that offensive play.
Machida drives in. Kian Bao knocks it away. Now 30 Rivena, great job attacking that defense, but then misses the shot.
And I love that from 30. That's how he's got to play the game. That's how he's going to get his team back in the game.
And Belenjao reaches in to commit the foul. 30 frustrated, looks at the referee to appeal, thinking he got fouled at the other end.
Coach is complaining as well for 30. I think it's being called completely evenly at the moment between the two teams. The amount of contact is quite high, but it's consistent and it's relatively fair.
Luke Evans spins his way in, but misses another opportunity. William Navarro, this time inside the arc. Kai Taves. I think he's better going to the rim.
Yeah, he is, and he's forcing it a little bit. I don't know if he's trying to build on that momentum from the last game, trying to claim a few more minutes. He's certainly higher up in the rotation today than he was before.
Bobby Ray Parks.
And it's Parks' first score of the game, and truly believe he's got to have a big game today against Japan if Philippines are going to come away with the win. It needs to be a 20-point-plus game.
Philippines can pour in the points in a hurry, so this lead not necessarily safe. Evans has another attempt to rim out.
And Japan's offense is completely faltered right now. Philippines' defense is doing a good job.
Boy, in for 3. And Japan being outscored 9-0 here at the start of the second quarter. Haven't scored more than 3.5 minutes in.
And it feels slightly similar to the hole they found themselves in against Iran as well. They lost their momentum, and Iran were able to stop the juggernaut that is the Japanese offense. I think that might be the most animated.
I can honestly say, in all my time watching him on TV or being at games and calling games, I have never seen Tom Hovass that animated. Yeah.
No, that is not the way we've ever seen him. I've covered so many games that he's done now, and he's yeah, very, very animated. Philippines coming out with some full court defense now. That's an interesting look to throw at Japan.
I suppose in a way Hovass is probably still a little frustrated. Japan weren't able to put their best foot forward against Iran. And now, the Philippines are showing their true selves, really toughening up here on defense. There's Tagashi. Good.
And I think to a certain degree, both of these teams will feel more pressure. Both of these teams want a good outing here in Asia Cup as they are hosts of the World Cup next year. They don't want to go out of the qualification for the quarter-final stage. That's not a good way to build that momentum and that confidence for hosting the biggest basketball tournament within FIBA.
Well, Nishida did a great job, and in the end, Bobby Ray Parks charges. There are a few moments when New Zealand were, here's Tagashi. New Zealand had to make some shots to fend off, to stop the rally of the Philippines 2 days ago. And they were able to do it to kind of hold them at bay. Philippines were always right there, about ready to break through. And then, so that last Tagashi three-point shot really stings for the Philippines.
Yeah, it really does, and you're right. New Zealand were able just to keep them out of that kind of danger zone.
Tagashi. It's time.
And you feel the Philippines, if they get into that single-digit territory, that really motivates them. That drives them on to take the lead.
Wide open, Belangel. Boy, Japan dodged the bullet there. Tagashi, head up, quick pass, pump fake. Suda, and gets to the line. I wasn't sure if they were going to call that after a second.
That is an unreal pass from Tagashi. The difficulty level of that pass,
boy,
it's above 100.
So that's the second on Tamayo.
That's a problem for them. If he picks up a third before the half, that is problematic. Tamayo, one of the standout players for me, and I agree with you. I think he's one of the ones that, with his performance in this tournament, could have definitely penciled his name on that World Cup roster, if not done it with pen as well.
Suda really with, what was it, 24 points the other day in the first half. And what, several minutes, and now Tagashi, oh! And then the foul called on the sheet. That's a tough one because Japan are going for the steal. But again, you don't want to throw it in that area right around the basket like Tagashi. Just kind of made an entry pass to Bobby Ray Parks.
Yeah, you're almost better just throwing that out of bounds. At least you can play some set defense against it. The only question I have over the Philippines right now is I'm not sure they have a focus on the offensive end. You know, are they trying to create space for threes? Are they getting into the low post? Are they trying to get it a bit more physical? I'm not sure I see the exact way they're trying to beat Japan at the moment. It just seems to be, well, whatever turns up in the offensive set that we run, we'll take that, rather than trying to create something specifically.
Suda.
Whereas Japan, you know what they're trying to create on the offensive end. It's an open three.
Once again, they can pull to within 8 or maybe 7 if Navarro nails it. The corner has not been kind to Philippines. Gilas. Good pass back. And then Watanabe is fouled. Those are the shots he really obviously wants to make.
Should make.
Needs to make. Yeah, it should make as well.
Yeah, I think he should make them. The level of player he is, you don't want to use the word easy, but you know, within his skill set, they should be a relatively easy finish.
So the foul on Navarro. Tamayo goes out of the game. So it's Poi Aram, the biggest team on the court for the Philippines. And back up to 12. If you shot raise, I mean, you've gotten some good looks from the left corner. You just haven't made the shots. So
yeah, you can't be upset. You're getting the looks. But there's a point where you go, okay, we're just not hitting shots right now. We've got to change that from that three-point shot. Are we going to ask him to take a shot fake and drive in, or are we not even going to put the ball out to the corner?
Bobby Ray with a little runner. That was silky smooth.
And he's up to 6 points now.
Suda, the three, good. Well, Tom Hovass wants him to be a shooter. He doesn't really look to him to drive.
Certainly is a shooter, 3 from 5.
It started with the shot clock at about 15 or something, or they never reset it.
Yeah, probably just didn't get reset.
Should be about, what, 20 maybe?
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Good refereeing to spot that, and it's going to be Philippines again. It's kind of the margin where they trailed against New Zealand and just couldn't get back. So Carl Murray's going to come in to replace Tagashi, who has some kind of cut.
Not a bad replacement, though, being able to bring Kawamura into the game, the tournament he's had. Not a scorer, a pure creator.
Kiefer Ravena tried to use the window. Good job, good hands by Kim Bao. Yoshi. Palmer gets in the paint, passes back outside to Suda. Just off to the right. Lopez has checked into the game. The young man, the teenager, the 19-year-old, got a hand up. Again, another missed three-pointer for Philippines. I mean, they had their looks. Bounce pass. Evans. And wow. What a play by Lopez. And he goes down. That's the first. I mean, we saw him dunk earlier on in this tournament, but this, well, we're not going to see the good bit.
You're just going to see the hack at the other end.
Watch, here it is. It's a great pin.
And that is high up the glass.
Great block. And you see why people in Philippines are excited about that young man.
He just gives them athleticism that they don't have in the roster elsewhere.
Well, maybe this game actually suits him. Watanabe over to Evans, and this time he goes strong and banks it in. And back to a 15-point advantage for Japan. Philippines just struggling to cut into it.
The Philippines don't want it to be a 15-point lead for Japan at the half. That's tough to have a discussion in the locker room of how you're going to fight your way back into it, because it's going to rely on Japan having a poor second half.
Into Kim Bao, and now he's missed a layup, but good hands by Philippines. They knock it away, and again, Lopez. Well, we've seen enough from Lopez to know that he can definitely, in this game, help them.
For me, I've seen enough of Lopez that he deserves more minutes than he's getting. That's the simple fact of it. He should be higher up in the rotation. The only reason that you might not put a young man like him higher up in the rotation if you think he's some form of liability on the defensive end, and I don't think he is. Does he read the game as well as he will in 3, 4, 5 years' time? No, of course he doesn't, but you saw from that weak side rotation for the SWAT earlier that he clearly understands how he needs to play and what his team need him to do. So I hope to see him get more court time today, because, as you said, I think he could be a bit of a game changer for the Philippines.
Interesting how he's come in to guard Suda.
think that's the right choice. He will chase him, and the long wingspan as well will help him.
Kawamura to Luke Evans. Philippines are working hard on defense, but he's still able to get that pass into the paint.
Yeah, the Japanese offense is just an unstoppable machine. It truly is. It just keeps going. For me, that's the biggest key in the last couple of minutes and in the half-time. You know, how can Coach Reyes change this game? How can he disrupt this Japanese offense? Because at the moment, it feels like often Japan just challenge other teams where you're going to have to score 100 points if you want to win. And I'm not sure there's many teams in this competition that against an average defense could score 100 points, let alone against the ball pressure that Japan put on you.
Timeout, Philippines. Let's go down to the huddle.
Okay, let's call spin, but let's end up right away with Kiefer coming off here. Okay, Kiefer on the ball screen here with Kevin. Okay, with Kevin, Poy dito. So that when your ball screen comes in, the hard shot roll. If that's not free, this is the pass. They can put that high-low. Okay? Boy at saka Kevin, if it's not there, and then go to the next one on that reversal, on that handoff. Okay? Kaya bilisan natin pag-spin, ha? Pagpasa dito, ikot mo na kagad, Kiefer, kunin mo na. Okay, kunin mo na yung bola para kayo ni Boy, ni Kevin dito. Roll hard, Kevin. Boy, let's take a look.
Almost the entire timeout focusing in on their offense. So clearly Coach Reyes is happy to take the challenge. He just has to find a way to get his team to 100 points right now. They've scored 30 in the first, well, over 18 minutes. So,
and what did
that's an ask.
Japan had 32 in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a big ask. I don't think that's the way to beat Japan. You have to find a way to slow down their offense, and I think the only way you do it is to try and slow the game down. But it is easier said than done.
Poy Aram. Poy Aram shoots it well. Kawamura drives in, out to Yoshi. Kawamura chases down the long rebound. Now he gets in the paint, back outside. Harimoto comes off the three-point line. Ooh. He's trying to make that pass and it slipped out. Bobby Ray Parks, meanwhile, goes in and banks it in.
Bobby Ray Parks does what Bobby Ray Parks does. He just quietly keeps creeping those scores up. He's up to 8 points. And he's one of the good outlets offensively for them.
Oh, Watanabe. How in the world did he get that to go in? The angle of the backboard, he kind of slid across it rather than banking off of it.
And it was the hang time that even enabled him to get that minute angle to work with. So impressive physically as well as technically.
Kufa Ravena has it taken away. Now Kawamura, look at him racing ahead. And well read by Kim Bao.
And the thing is, when Kawamura attacks the paint like that, yeah, you have to put some defense on him, but you have to guard the passing lanes more than you do the paint. He's looking to distribute.
Got a 4-second difference on the game clock and the shot clock. Go time. Watanabe. Tough shot. He absorbed the contact from Kim Bao. And Kawamura comes in and did not get it off in time. Kawamura is such a pass-first point guard.
Yeah, he really is.
On that occasion, he needed to get it up. Well, it has been pretty much Japan here in the first half. They
They have a way of stopping the Japanese offense, equal on rebounds, similar throughout, but I really don't believe that the way the Philippines are playing defense at the moment is going to help them. Watanabe with 12 points to lead Japan, Suda in double digits as well, and it really is another impressive night offensively for Japan.
Philippines having to play catch up, down 16 points. Not good as they try to keep their FIBA Asia Cup alive. And interesting to get Tom Hovass's thoughts after the game about how he felt it's gone and whether or not he believes that, you know, Japan can. I know he believes they can beat Australia, but about what it's going to take.
Yeah, it's the one thing
Watanabe's played better.
Yeah, I look at the scoreboard though, and if I'm Japan, I'm slightly frustrated that the lead isn't more. I think the dominance they've had in this game feels like it should be more than a 16-point lead. If I'm the Philippines, the third quarter, the way I look at it, as long as the lead isn't any bigger, you could do with reducing it down to 10 points, 10, 12 points, but as long as it's not bigger, you still give yourself a chance. The Philippines can score quickly. They run the ball hard. They can find some good shooting form. And we saw from Japan's last game against Iran that they can be stopped. Their offense can completely stall and then go, you know, numerous minutes without scoring a point. So from the Philippines, it's the third quarter. They don't have to throw everything at it. They don't have to risk everything to try and get back into this game. They just need to keep it relatively close and then try and execute in that final quarter. But Japan will be happy. But I think they maybe would have wanted a bigger lead than this based on how dominant they've been in this half.
Philippines, without a doubt, will be looking to come out strong here in the second half. But right now, they've got it all to do with Watanabe driving there. And that was
tough.
That one shot. He's got 12 points and 9 rebounds. So
yep.
That's a good first half for Watanabe, and Japan lead at 50-34 at the break.
Dikit lagi. Ini kesempatan terakhir. Ini kesempatan yang terakhir. 3 point.
Who will you become when the moment arrives? You're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands. It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Now the break for Ravena. Oh, what a play by Ravena, and then Davidson fouls. The chance for a 3-point play. Oh, what you call Joe T. Slam City here in J-Town. Abu Hawass, what a sensational finish! The man can fly, look at this! You hear the crowd, we're getting into it! And Golden finally able to throw it down and earn a trip to the line. Kiambao, what a slick pass that was from number 28.
And that is great team offense. Kiambao just looking for the backdoor cut from Aram, and Aram timing it perfectly.
Oh boy, look at that passing. Tominaga, good. Showing the 3-point sign. son. Look at how he's able to get up and hit that three-pointer. Unbelievable. Well, that just puts an exclamation mark on a thoroughly dominating performance for China. Wow. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here. And now Dwight goes in, and boy, does he put the Saudi on the poster. You feel kind of bad for Al-Hawsawi, maybe a bit naive.
He'll be having nightmares for weeks on that one.
Guess that's not to pick up a third foul. Freddie, he was going in for a dunk.
That's great defense, leading to fast break offense.
2-point game, set him up. It might be a three anyway. Ibrahim! Oh! You are kidding! You cannot believe it! It is stunning! Stunning shades in Jakarta! Freddie Ibrahim! Steady Freddie! Has finally stood up to be counted! They have knocked Chinese Taipei out! Incredible! Philippines trail 50-34 at halftime. They have got 8 points from Bobby Ray Parks, leading them in scoring 3 of 4 inside the arc. Has a couple of free throws. Of course, they'd like him to hit some of those threes as well. Philippines have had some opportunities from deep, and thus far they are 2 of 11. So for whatever reason, not been able to get it going from deep, but Bobby Ray has been able to give him this inside the arc.
Yeah, and if they think they're going to get in a bit of a score chase, you know, a basket exchange with Japan, then they're going to have to hit three-pointers. 2 from 11, 18%. It's nowhere near where it needs to be. It's nowhere near where it normally is for the Philippines. They normally shoot around about 34%, so this is a down day for them. And yeah, 0 from 2 for Navarro, 0 for 2 for Belangel. 0 for 1 for Kian Bao.
I think Watanabe needed a strong game today for Japan if they were going to win, and also to maybe kind of just get the sting out of, you know, to get rid of the sting from the defeat to Iran.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and what a job he's doing. You know, getting out, running, putting pressure on the Philippines at every opportunity. 12 points, 9 rebounds. Shooting a good percentage as well, 4 from 8 from the field. He's played 16 minutes, so he's played quite a few minutes, but he's still got plenty of spring in those legs. And we've seen him putting some unbelievable scores as well, like that one. The angle looked near impossible to score. He leant on that left hand and got the score off the glass, but it has been impressive. Some of the other differences for me, highlighting Japan have had 12 free throws in that first half, and they've been absolutely perfect, 12 from 12, whilst the Philippines are 4 from 6. That's a big difference that they need to look at.
much tougher than they played China.
Well, potentially Australia will get to meet Korea in the semi-final if they both win through in their quarter-finals, so that could be an interesting semi-final matchup. But yeah, looking at the top half of the draw, Iran looked good, China looked good to me. I think those two will be favourites going into their quarter-finals, so that might be a semi-final we get to see. But the great thing is, it probably just does narrow down to the great teams in these tournaments. You just love seeing it every game now. It's pure competition from here on in. I don't think there's one quarter-final where I see there's, you know, an absolute outright favourite that should blow the other team out of the water. I think they're all going to be good, tough games with plenty of momentum changes.
While this is happening, set the screen, 3 comes up. Right?
Wait for the screen.
Just keep X5, X3 busy, okay? Just double gap, just go hard. The help is going to come from here probably. Suda.
Hindi Gio, SJ, Carl and Kevin. Then Will and Pete. You already know, kung wala tayong atake agad, quick reverse na agad tayo sa transition para let's get that sideline ball screen, okay? And then coming down here, if you can run spin, defensively, keep tao ng screener, always stay high,
Designate on his first spin, go to the third one.
There are 3, 1, 2, 3.
Download the app, folks. That's the one we've been talking about, the FIBA Asia Cup app. Scan in your barcode and you get all that scheduling, results, links to features, videos. I couldn't be more enthusiastic about that app, so I strongly recommend that you get it.
Let's go, guys, let's go!
Second half action underway, and Belangel starts with Navarro, Kiambao, Tamayo, and Bobby Ray. And Bobby Ray's got it. Gets it back to Tamayo. Yeah, Philippines have had to rush some shots, and they get it inside, and it gets knocked away. And you know, Kiambao looks like I should have shot that. Makes that shooting motion.
And he's one of the better passers on the Philippines roster. Doesn't usually throw passes like that.
Offensive foul on Watanabe. Called Belangel with an elbow, or no, with the hand.
Yeah, it's a good call. Just his first foul, and neither team really in foul trouble. Not a huge number of fouls in that first half, which is impressive considering what pace the game has played at times.
You would think if Japan get a good start here, they could lower the boom on Philippines. Look at that, second consecutive steal. Nishida, oh boy, that is a killer for the Philippines. Yudai Nishida.
This is literally the nightmare start to the second half for Philippines. They needed to come out, keep things tight at the minimum, hopefully start chipping away at that lead if they could, but they certainly can't allow Japan to extend that lead further.
That was Nishida's first three-pointer of the game. Tamayo fading back, and his soft touch gets it to drop.
He is a truly high-level player. He's going up against Watanabe and holding his own on the offensive end.
Great catch by Suda. Maybe not the right idea. I'm not sure his feet were set in the right way. And one of the Japanese players is down and in pain. And the three-point shot is good for Bobby Ray Parks.
It's nice that the coaching staff for the Philippines and some of the players rush over to check he's okay, because he does look like he's in a lot of pain.
Looks dazed. Is it Yoshida?
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Yudai Nishida. It is
He
indeed.
looks really dazed, doesn't he? He's taking a shot there.
Did he get hit in the sternum?
I didn't see it, to be honest. It was so far off the ball, I didn't catch it. We haven't seen a replay of it yet. Coach Hovas is asking for a replay to see if it was an unsportsmanlike. The officials are saying we're not reviewing it.
Well, they just got Nishida out of the game. Clearly wasn't intentional, but I mean, it's a player that just knocked down a three-pointer.
That's
Better
better
defense, and Tamayo reaches in from behind and commits the foul. It's number 3.
But that's much better defense. That's the level they needed to be playing at for the whole game, and you can tell they haven't played at that level because you just have a look at the foul count. You know, Tamayo, the only player with more than 1 foul on the team, and that's the energy, that's the intensity that they should have been playing from the opening tip. Too much separation right now.
Watanabe, one behind his back, spinning, putting it up and in. That was a big-time move from Watanabe.
That's a big move. Wow. You know, he's 2'6" tall, and he moves so smoothly. It's not jolty at all. It's really hard to read whether he's going to spin, whether he's going to stay on the strong side. And man, clinical finishing tonight from him as well. That was missing in that last game.
A 17-point advantage. Philippines finding it really hard to cut into this deficit. Rangel has it taken away by Tagashi, but Navarro able to get it. They reset the shot clock, however.
I'm not sure that should have happened.
And Tamayo goes up. Japan come up with the basketball. Tagashi with the alley-oop.
This is becoming quite a difficult task for the Philippines. They continue to try and just match Japan offensively.
That's on target there, number 27. He needs to hit some of those. Watanabe goes down, holding his right ankle, and that's not good at all.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of pain right now. Let's have a look at what happened.
Yeah, he just rolled it.
Ow. He's rolled that to the outside. Looks a little bit similar to the one we saw Timmons.
Yeah,
except this was at pace, wasn't it? Timmons wasn't at pace. This had a lot of energy going into it because he was at full pace. Watanabe's not happy.
I spoke to Timmons after, by the way. He thinks he's going to be fine for New Zealand.
That's huge for New Zealand. Tim is such an important player.
And he can't
He's
put any
shaking his head.
pressure on it.
Shaking his head. He's going straight back to the locker room. Oh my goodness.
Well,
that's a huge loss.
Japan probably have just lost their most important player
Yeah,
in this
that
tournament.
is a huge loss for them, not just for this game, but
for
the tournament. He's going to get wheeled away on the wheelchair as well. That is a horrible sight. Well, we saw 30 Ravina, who's on the ball now, wheeled away in the wheelchair earlier in the tournament, and he came back pretty quickly, but that was with a head injury.
Yeah.
A joint injury is a very different matter.
Tamayo drills a three.
And this is Philippines' opportunity now. While Japan are a little bit shaken, seeing their teammate wheelchaired to the locker room, this is their opportunity to try and battle their way back into this.
They've hit 2 threes in a row after a cold start, and Suda comes right back. Shows some leadership.
The defense just isn't at the level of Philippines. It's just not a level it needs to be competitive against Japan. They've got to chase over screens. They've got to reduce that separation.
Oh, the good defense by Harimoto. Looks like he might have got him in the face on the follow through. That's what Tamayo was saying. Bobby Ray Park. He's got to be the guy, doesn't he? I mean, he's got to find his space. He's got good range.
Yeah, up to 14 points now. 6 from 9 from the field. He has got to be the go-to guy for the Philippines to get their way back into this one.
Tagashi steps back. And friendly roll.
And that's the problem the Philippines have, that any time they get a shot like that away, it's quickly cancelled out.
But 30 Ravena with the quick reply. Goes back to a 14-point lead for Japan. This thing is definitely not done and dusted. Long way to go. Tagashi, another three. Wow.
First time Takashi's been in double digits in the tournament. He's now up to 12 points and 5 assists. He is having a big game tonight, by far his best in the Asia Cup this year.
Surely we've got to find Bobby Ray if he can get open. And Bellinger, good. They have not been missing their threes in this quarter. They're 2 of 11 at halftime. Here's Evans.
They're 5 of 5 in the third quarter. That's a
wow. Big time response by Luke Evans. That's 4 fouls on Tamayo. So he has to go out.
He's not been the usual impact player, so it's not such a loss for the Philippines today that Tamayo has to go to the bench. He's only got 8 points and a couple of rebounds. He's not shot the ball particularly well, just 3 from 7.
It's got to be disappointing to be trailing by. They haven't really made any inroads in that deficit despite making 5 threes in as many attempts.
You can't ask any more, and this was my whole point, that if they want to just try and outscore Japan, that's not the way to win this game. They've got to stop Japan at the other end. That's where their focus has to be. That's, you know, the important thing is finding a solution to slow down the Japanese offense, and I don't think they have one.
Poise the boy. Aram nails it at the elbow. Tagashi goes right past his man, but then misses the layup. And then Tagashi gets it back. And Yoshi was holding his face because...
Had a finger to the eye, I think.
And Tagashi couldn't see that he was ailing. So Yudai Nishida's going to come back in, and now an opportunity again for the Philippines. And Poi Aram with the moving screen.
And Bobby Ray Parks is just not used enough on the offensive end. I love the Philippines, you know, they've clearly their offense is firing right now in the third quarter, but there's options there for him, and they at times just ignore him even when he's got a hot hand.
Yeah, you want to give him a touch every time down once he's got it going. Hanemoto gets rejected by Aaron. He stuck his hand up. Great block.
And I did say that keeping it at 15 wasn't the end of the world for the Philippines, and I still don't think it is. I think if they can hold and not go any further down before the end of this quarter, they've got a chance in the last. It's a big ask, but they've got a chance.
Poirier and feet short. Tagashi. Luke Evans sees an opportunity, and again a turnover for Japan.
I think Tagashi's starting to look a little bit tired. I think it's time for Coach Hovas to rotate round. Potentially bring in Kawamura. Provide some fresh legs at the point guard position.
Ravena drives in, banks it in. Kiefer. Luke Evans just asking, did he lean into him a little bit? Or was that Kiefer Ravena just kind of running into him and still making the shot?
I think that's the experience of Ravena being able to force the call.
Tamayo comes back in with the 4 fouls. Kian Bao also back in.
Yeah, Kawamura's going to come back in now. Tagashi was looking a little bit tired on that last offense.
Remember, this is the qualification for the quarterfinal where Australia awaits. No doubt here scouting this game. Luke Evans drives in, powers his way up. Yeah. And now look at that. Kawamura comes up with a big steal. Well, that is a crucial turnover. Tominaga. I guess you live with that because that's the type of player he is, that shooter.
Tominaga yet to score tonight.
Maybe he's saving it for the next game. Here's
maybe.
Kawamura. Bounce pass back to Luke Evans. What a charge.
Yeah, saying an offensive foul from Kawamura. I think he swung his arm at court, 30 in the face.
So that doesn't count. 30 Ravena takes one for the team. Bobby Ray back in the game. Kian Bao guarded by Kawamura. Good hands, Tominaga though. Parks has it. Kiefer Ravena open from the corner. Kian Bao keeps it alive, and now Kawamura in the open floor. Tominaga getting tangled up a bit with Kiefer Ravena. And Luke Evans hands it off. Machida takes the bump.
It's an interesting stage of the game. You feel like Philippines are starting to physically put themselves on this game, which I think is a good sign. I think they should have been doing it a lot earlier, but they're starting to be a little bit more physical with Japan, a little bit smarter as well. They've drawn quite a few fouls off them in an experienced, high IQ kind of way. They still trail by 14. A little over 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's not impossible in the fourth quarter for them to fight back, because the Philippines have so many offensive weapons. But it is, as every second drifts by, a bit more of a big ask. I'm sure the Japanese coaches also looking outside of this game are wondering what the damage is to Watanabe. Because that really does hurt their chances of progressing to the medal stages if he's out for the tournament.
Ishida gets both to drop. And Harimoto bowled into Kian Bao. Kian Bao stood up. Well, they called the foul on Kian Bao. Okay, now he's going the other way. Watch this. So both teams over the limit, and Kian Bao gets to the free throw line. So the Philippines fans kind of riding Harimoto.
Certainly letting him hear it, aren't they?
And he missed both, didn't he?
Yeah, missing both.
Wow.
Can't be in a game like this.
Harimoto and Kian Bao again colliding.
Yeah, Kian Bao just getting his own back. It was ridiculous, childish.
He got him first at the free throw line, and now he does it again.
Absolutely.
And now he's putting him on the free throw line. He's hurting his team.
Yeah, he is. Particularly as he missed his 2 free throws at the other end. He's just compounded the error. Hopefully it's an eye for an eye and he's finished now.
Yeah. Surely you'd be tempted to take him out, wouldn't you?
I don't know, the Philippines brand of basketball, they kind of thrive on that physicality, and sometimes, you know, going over that line isn't the worst thing for Philippines teams, and sometimes fires the team up and gets them going.
I have to say, both players on both ends of the floor seemed only too happy to go down.
Yeah, considering how big they are and how strong they are, yeah.
They went down pretty easily.
If I was them, I wouldn't go out on a breezy day.
Exactly. Well, Harimoto's going to come out.
I think that's smart from Coach Hobas. They've got more to lose right now than the Philippines have if it turned into something silly.
Takuma Sato has come into the game. Had that silly foul the other day, shoving the opponent in the chest. And, oh boy, terrific rebound by Tamayo. Spins, turns, and just far too much for him to handle.
Yeah, just too good. That's a simple description of that play. Tamayo just too good.
You know, you just wasn't going to be close to stopping him.
And that's Tamayo's fourth now.
Tamayo's already got 4.
No, he was on 3.
He's on 3, okay. Yeah. I thought he had picked up his 4th.
It's an unnecessary foul as well. Look,
yeah.
It's an easy call, that, isn't it?
Yeah, just grabbing his jersey.
Just indiscipline now for Philippines is really starting to hurt their chances of getting back into this one.
That was the move. He's off the ball. Oh, he banks it in. I know you. So he goes out. Yeah, 4 fouls. And it's going to stay in.
Taking him out for this last minute at least. I wouldn't have left him in for the last 46 seconds with 4 fouls.
So if it works, you'd like to bank it in?
Yep.
Tamayo does go out.
Yeah, it's the right move. It's not worth risking him. He's too important. It's just frustration for Coach Reyes that one of his superstars is going to spend a fair bit of time on the bench, I think.
Ravena for 3. Keep for Ravena. Keeping those hopes alive.
And there's a double foul again. Kian Bao. continuing to
That's
get
why
involved.
I think he should be out.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for him to be on the floor anymore. It's only his 3rd foul though, so
He's just put Japan on the line. No, it's offsetting.
Double foul, yeah.
And it was in the year.
Let's have a look at the wrestle. A little bit of handbags, no more than that.
Nishida, that blow is blocked by Kim Bao. Falls to 30. He's got to hurry. Keeper Ravena did a great job at getting to a spot. Didn't make the shot. So 10 minutes remaining. 77-63, Japan leading Philippines. With Yuta Watanabe out of the game, injured and probably not coming back. Japan clinging.
And the Philippines clearly trying to get into that scoring race. They outscored Japan by 2 points, 29-27, so an exceptionally high scoring quarter of basketball. But that's not how the Philippines can win this. They need to slow down Japan. They definitely need to slow down Japan now. Realistically, if you're looking at this quarter, they need to hold Japan to under 15 points, which they haven't done all game. They held them to 18 in that 2nd quarter. But I think if they're to come away with the win, it's going to have to be 15 points in this final quarter. And that relies on the Philippines being able to put on a huge offensive performance themselves.
Six three-pointers in the quarter for Philippines. That was one of them. And Tagashi also got a little bit of love from the rim, the backboard. Shooting that one over Belangel. So Japan in that quarter have 4 3-pointers. 28 rebounds apiece.
Yeah, the Philippines went 6 from 9 from outside, but you have to put that in context. They were 5 from 5 to start the quarter, so 1 from 5 in their second 5 attempts.
Scanning that next time you see the courtside 1891 barcode.
I didn't miss it, did I? Oh.
Yes, you did. Also the FIBA Asia Cup app.
Just so good. Just for the stats for me. Just for the stats. Get my head stuck in stats. It's that wormhole that you never get out of.
I love it because you can go quickly to the videos on the FIBA Asia Cup app.
You are a video man.
I am. Because I can always hear your call. The turnover. 4th quarter started. Kiefer Ravena poetically goes into the lane deep, lays it up and in, and back to a 12-point game. Can Japan hold off Gilas? Evans has to take a tough shot, banks it in, but that hurts Gilas.
They played some good defense, much better defense in that set. Still a little bit too much space. They need to really close up, even on the ball. They have to not worry about being beaten. Just put pressure on them.
30 Ravena tried to go high off the glass, and it just goes a little too high.
And once again, Bobby Ray Parks is just ignored. You know, it's so frustrating. He's clearly
the man with a hot hand.
Yeah. 14 points, 5 from 8. He's a high efficiency, high scoring player, and they just very rarely look to go with him. The only time he seems to get points is creating for himself.
Shida. Long way out. Navarro. Ball kicked, so they'll put 14 on.
You look at the Philippines players right now, though, and they're looking tired. Several of them starting to blow a little bit, and you wonder if they've got enough left to challenge.
Boy, Bobby Ray Parks, that's his patented move, isn't it?
Truly is.
You've seen him make that a few times.
Uses that strong upper body, just steps back, nice and controlled on the fadeaway.
But they've got to get another stop here. If they get down to single digits, it might change. And another rebound, Evans. And gets it up and in.
That's just warrior basketball from Luke Evans, and you know, he just steps up, takes the pounding on both ends of the floor, and I love what he puts into this Japanese team. They must really have respect for him.
Costly turnover at midcourt. And Nishida. And they just can't seem to penetrate that 12, 14-point deficit bubble. Nishida has had a living on steals and fast breaks today. Bobby Ray Parks saying, I got hit in the face. You got to call that.
No need to beat it. No need to beat it, though.
Scan in that, and you will get the FIBA Asia Cup after we've been talking about so much. Every single team, you can go and look at their rosters, you can look at the schedules, the results. Let's listen to Chot Rays.
Okay, let's get into our four with the card.
Marks 4 down.
Okay, get the ball. Let's set that screen. Carl, dikdik natin. Let's get something inside. We got shooters outside. Now, let's go. Come on.
Tingnan ako sa slip, ha. Go, Timothy. 1, 2, 3, Dave.
Bobby Ray Parks.
And you listen to that timeout, and the entire focus is on the offensive end. That is not where they are going to win this game. Sounds stupid, I know, as they're down by 16. But the way they are going to win this game is by stopping Japan. If you don't stop Japan, then you're going to need a 50 to 60-point quarter, which is impossible.
I hear you, Mark. I hear you. Tamayo. Suda. Ravina, oh, nice move by him. Oh, what a finish. Kiefer Ravina with the Hollywood move. Boy, Luke Evans went up, absorbed the contact.
That's phenomenal. He's up to 17 points now, 7 rebounds. It's absolutely a tournament high for him today.
And Evans got his hand on that pass. Tamayo has got the 4 fouls. And offensive foul, he's gone.
And that's the end of Tamayo. He's not had the day today. He really hasn't. He's going to leave the floor with 10 points, 3 rebounds.
Oh, Evans was close to hooking Keem Bao on that move, but tough night for Tamayo. So somebody said something on the Philippines bench. That makes it a little bit harder as well.
Yeah, it does. They're not a team to foul and send him to the free throw line. Technical fouls just breaks any kind of momentum you gather as well. And the Philippines, they've worked so hard in the second half trying to fight their way back in. If that slow start, it's going to kill them potentially.
Yoshi and Kiambao exchanging. You can see Kiambao's not the happiest player. And that is Tagashi. And you're right. I mean, you can run all the offensive sets in the world, but if you can't stop the other team from scoring, which has been the case tonight, you know, Japan probably going to get to 100 points. They've got 88 right now. Ball saved and bounced, but it goes to Nishida. Yoshi. And
it's the right call.
Like foul.
It's the right call.
Boy, error.
It's excessive. It's that left arm, it's not the right arm. They'll get shots and they'll go.
Well, they can review it.
Yeah, it's true.
I would, if I were Chot, I would be asking them to review it. If Evans goes out, so they're not going to review it. I think it's definitely worth a review, but the referees feel like they had a good enough angle to call it. So good solid minutes. I don't know who the most important player has been tonight for Japan.
Yeah, I know. This is a tough one to look for, right? It's not an easy pick to find who's going to be the player of the game. I think I probably would have to go for Tagashi. Several reasons. I think he's led from the front from the start. It's been his best game in the tournament by far. And I do like a point guard who dishes the ball first, and that's what he does. But he's got 15 points and 6 assists so far today, and I don't think he's finished.
Here he is, putting it from the right. That's another three right on cue. What a play. The Japanese guards, they all have their moments. And Tagashi, they heard you talking. You're looking for an MVP? How about this?
Feels like one of the first nails in the coffin of Philippines 2022 FIBA Asia Cup tournament, doesn't it? That's a huge ask now, and I'm not sure.
Well, if they don't get to the quarterfinals, it will be maybe putting a little bit more pressure on that program, you know, just a year away from hosting the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
I think it puts a huge amount of pressure on Coach Reyes. You know, he's already under a fair bit of pressure. It just piles on a little bit more. You know, you always have to compare to previous performances. They finished 7th last time out, losing to Korea in that quarterfinal. So this will be a downgrade on that performance. But you feel like the Philippines fans consider themselves and their national team top 4, top 6 in Asia, maybe. I think anything less than that,
oh, easily,
the Philippines fans start questioning. Ultimately, they are, you know, within the history of the Asia Cup, they are the 2nd team on the medal table, so they should have expectations of greatness.
I don't think they should at least be top 4. With all the talent and the love and the interest.
Yeah.
There's Ravena getting blocked. Kiambao puts it up and in. Nishida's also had a good game today, also with his defense. He's driving in. And gets another one to go.
Oh, players going like dominoes.
Now he's gone down again. Hopefully both of them are okay.
Fine, thankfully. A penny for the thoughts for Coach Reyes there. Just looking on at the game, you wonder what's going through his mind now as this Asia Cup slips away from him. My advice to him would be to stay away from social media tonight for his own mental health.
Yoshi and Kian Bao kind of rubbing into each other's shoulders. Yoshi not walking away from him.
Smiling together now, though. That's the way it should be. Go to battle against someone, but draw the line when the whistle goes.
Good hands. And another steal. And you talk about teams needing to play defense. Well, the defense really has been played by Japan tonight.
And that's been their whole ethos for the entire tournament. On-ball pressure, get in the passing lanes, and that breaks them out into a fast offense.
And that is definitely a dagger with 4:09 remaining.
And it's just, you feel for the Philippines because they've faced that good version of Japan. They've allowed Japan to be that good version. You know, look at the space there.
Harimoto.
Plenty of space to shoot. No one chasing out hard enough. No one putting pressure on Harimoto as soon as he gets the ball. But it's, yeah, it's a tough ask. When Japan are in full flow, they are difficult to stop.
Kevin, come on.
5 different Japanese players hitting threes, but one of them is not Tominaga.
Hey, let's come here.
Let's listen to the shot.
Screens and get penetration and execute natin. Pag wala tayong tira, get to the next one. Dribble hando. Let's go. Come on. Baba natin guys, eh. Baba natin 10. Baba natin 10.
Yeah, a little disappointed in Suda today. Just 4 from 9 from outside. It's not what we're used to from Suda. But the difficulty,
it's hard to know.
The difficulty you do have is, I don't think there's a player in the Japanese roster that can't shoot probably above 35% from outside, particularly if they're not guarded effectively like they have been against the Philippines today.
Kaite has checked into the game for the last 4 minutes, I would assume.
And this is the defense the Philippines should have been playing. See how close he is, hand in the face the whole time.
Oh, nice pass. And Takuma Sato fouled by Ravena. Well, they have got a lot. I feel like they've got a lot of work to do, the Philippines. They've got, you know, feels like they've got the playing personnel. They've got, you know, you'll get some reinforcements with Soto coming back.
Yeah, Soto will be a big help. Soto will be a big help. I look at it though, and from the Philippines' perspective, just quickly looking at their World Cup qualification campaign that will come up, obviously, over the next year, and I like it. It's relatively tough. They've got Lebanon and Jordan as 2 pretty tough games. Well, 4 games in total that will be. Saudi Arabia, not such a challenge for them, but at least they're going to have some tough competition to test themselves against, to work against. The last thing they'd want is easy games.
Now keeping it alive. Ravena. I know they'll probably bring Dwight Ramos into the team. I would think so anyway.
Yeah, he was in the last qualification window, and he really impressed me. They looked a lot calmer, a lot more composed when Ramos was on the floor.
And big miss right now is Kawami, the center.
Yeah.
Big absentee.
Well, that's the thing, you know. You're pretty sure that every single player, as long as they're not injured, for the Philippines will be there. They'll get selection from a wide pool of players. So just wait and see really what the roster looks like, but it will look stronger than it has here at the Asia Cup. I'm pretty sure of that. Whereas I'm not sure the Japanese roster will look massively different. A couple of changes,
well,
but not
Rui Hachimura.
Yeah. Hachimura will be a definite if he makes himself available and not injured. That I'm sure of, but...
Oh, good call. Taves leaning into the defender. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's plenty of time between now. You know, there'll be another window that's going to be coming up for Japan. Call that unsportsmanlike? No, they just
technical foul.
Oh, technical it's called. Sorry.
On Taves.
On Taves. Ooh. Needs to watch his temper. You don't want to get a reputation.
And this is the problem with Taves. Had a great game. You know, really stood up. Hasn't scored today. He's only taken one shot. He's only had 5.5 minutes though, which again will be frustrating for him because he played well in that last game. But I also think the rotation that Coach Hovas played today was right. I'm surprised we haven't seen Abando more as well. He's played less than 4 minutes today, unless there's some kind of injury or fatigue playing a part. He's been a bright spark for the Philippines at times.
So from Japan's standpoint, obviously they're going to be missing Watanabe. They'll be hoping that the injury isn't serious. We don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to get on it because he didn't know how bad it was.
Looking at his reaction, it seems serious. That's the only thing. You know, experienced players kind of know what it feels like, and they could almost make an instant judgment of how bad it is. And to see him not being able to put any weight on his foot at all without extreme pain, then that, I can't see him back within 2 days. And if he is, I imagine it'll be on limited numbers. It'll be on limited minutes. I don't think he'll be able to play the same style of game and the same amount of time on the floor that he has throughout this tournament.
But, you know, Australia have lost Steindl.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way it goes. You lose players, and I guess the possibility of losing Watanabe is greater because he plays more minutes than anybody. It's unfortunate.
It's definitely a greater loss to Japan that Watanabe is not going to be there compared to Steindl for Australia, but you're right, and this is why this idea of a 12-man roster is so important. You know, I talked about it earlier in the previous game. New Zealand, a perfectly balanced roster, so if they pick up the odd injury here and there, it's not too devastating to their roster.
Yeah, they've lost Max Darling.
Yeah, and you know, Timmons, we might have lost him. By the sounds of it, he's not. He's going to be back. He should be okay, but this is a full roster tournament.
RJ Abarincos, once again, not getting many minutes tonight. Comes in and makes a three-pointer. It's a weird... It's difficult. No, I mean, he has played everybody, but, you know, it's just the... Maybe Lopez would have been a player that could have gotten more minutes, especially how he played in the first half.
And the way I look at it,
if you're building for the future.
Well, once you're down 15, 20 points.
Try something different.
Yeah, things aren't changing. You know, the rotation you were running with, the players you were leaning on aren't making any inroads into that deficit. What harm is it going to do if you just change it for 2 or 3 minutes? Do some, you know, change things up, change the style of play that you're going to run at, put some new guys on that may have fresh legs or a little bit more determination, motivation because they want those minutes. See what they can do for 2 or 3 minutes. But he's stuck with the same rotation. He focused on the offensive end, and they haven't been able to stop Japan. You know, once again, Japan again a 100-point game, and they've completely blown a team away.
Yeah, that kid's definitely going to be a player, Lopez. There's no doubt about it. 19. Ooh. MAU had Tominaga open, but now they get it to Abarincos. And they try to prevent Japan from getting to the 100 mark. I think if Tominaga went with a dead sprint, he could have possibly gotten ahead. But anyway, they give it to Taves. Goes behind the back. You know Tominaga wants to launch it.
Yeah, you do.
This will be their last chance to get to 100.
He's desperate to get on the score sheet.
Sato says, well, I'll take it. And he banks it in. And Japan get to the century mark.
And the second highest score in the tournament. They only scored more against Syria. Philippines, for me, defensive end is going to require a lot of work before the World Cup.
So Tom Hovass and Chatrez meet at midcourt, and Chatrez knows his team's chances are done. They are eliminated. Japan go to the quarterfinals to face Australia. They win at 102-81 over the Philippines.
Dan itu adalah akhir dari pertandingan antara Jepang dan Filipina yang dimenangkan oleh Jepang.
Yeah, and from the opening tip throughout this game.
I didn't realize, has Watanabe come back out? I didn't see him come out, but there he is.
Yeah. He's hobbling considerably.
But he's got his... It's encouraging maybe that he's actually out.
His ankle's not strapped either. It's not being iced. It's not strapped. He's just wearing his slider alongside his sneaker.
He just wanted to come out and participate in the handshake line.
He's putting weight on it. It doesn't seem hugely swollen from where we are. Seems
So
a bit of swelling.
He's always smiling.
Yeah, he
Look
is.
on the bright side of life.
That is the game with a smile. But Japan, from the opening tip, imposed themselves, controlled the game. The game was played in the way that they wanted it played. And the Philippines couldn't counter that. You know, the Philippines came out, their game plan was, okay, we'll take the challenge, we'll try and outscore you, and they couldn't. Philippines out-rebound Japan, but all of these statistics are irrelevant when you look at the score. Togashi leads all scorers with 18. Park's the leading scorer for the Philippines with 16. And that is the last we'll see of the Philippines Asia Cup 2022.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to say with the Philippines. It really is. You know, 1 year away from the World Cup, a lot of pressure. You got to feel like it's going to be building on these kids and on that program.
Yeah, it's
look back at the highlights.
Yeah, it's a huge year ahead for them. It really is. I think it's good that they've got those 3 World Cup qualification windows. Obviously, they don't have to qualify as hosts, but I think it's good that they're going to have 6 games that they can go after. You know, that they can prep, they can build, and they can grow towards that World Cup. There's plenty of work to be done for the Philippines. For Japan, well, their focus isn't on the World Cup right now, that's for sure. Their focus is going to be on what is set to be a really interesting quarter-final. I think Australia will want to slow the game down. I think Australia will want to slow the game down. Japan will want to play at full pace. And whichever team, for me, can dictate the pace of that game will have a big advantage. I'm not sure Australia can go all out and play Japan's game against them. I think they're going to have to work out, how do we stop Japan? And I think the one way you stop Japan is have a look back at that Iran game tape. They managed to. They held Japan to just 76 points. Japan are averaging 98 points before today's game. That goes up slightly with this score, but a tough game for the Philippines and another impressive performance from Japan.